Hello and welcome to my very amateur video, first ever video I've ever done, as you'll probably tell. Just using my mobile phone as the camera, so nothing special, nothing fancy, anything like that. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of this, the Sony XAV-AX3250. Now, first of all, I have to say, from watching lots of videos, I am not sponsored by Sony or any other company. This has been bought by myself and out of my own money. But what I will say is that I do need to thank one particular company for all their help, although they don't actually know anything about it. It's a guy called Blade. From Car Audio and Security. I watched a ton of videos of theirs. They were very explanatory on all the stuff and helped to make my decision. Now, if anybody is as amateur with these things as I am, I would more than say go and view them as well, because they are a wealth of knowledge. They go through absolutely everything for you, and they will tell you the pros and cons of all the different ones. So this is part one of 3 videos that should hopefully happen. Part one is going to be the unboxing and showing you what you get in the box. Part 2 is going to be the fitting. Now, some of that is going to be done by myself potentially, but some of it is also going to be done by somebody who knows what they're doing. So it could be a bit spit-spatty, but as I said, this is very amateur. So, but hopefully it'll help you to make a decision if this is what you're thinking of getting as well. Then part 3 will be a 1 month later type video of how I found it and how I got on with it, etc, etc. So let's get on with the unboxing of the stereo first. I have got some other bits here as well, but I'll go through those in a second. So to let you know that I am fitting this into a 2010 Ford C-Max first of all, so that you know what I'm going to be fitting it into. Bear with. There we go. So, opening the box, first thing you'll find is some instructions. There's 3 books. I believe they're just in different languages, so just find the one that you need for your particular language. Put that down there. The next part is the surround around the edge of the screen. Then we come to the unit itself, which is there. We'll get that out shortly. Then we have the microphone for your calls, etc. Obviously, if you don't put that in, then there's not much point having this sort of stereo, because that's part of the reason why you're going to be using it as a Bluetooth. Then we have the wire-in loom. Okay, so hopefully that should plug straight into the back of the stereo, and then these should hopefully fit my car. You also have a reverse in camera there, so you can wire that to a reverse camera to get the camera for when you go backwards. It'll automatically then come up on the screen. And this is your parking brake. So obviously this will only activate when the handbrake is up, so you can't obviously then watch videos, etc, whilst you're driving along, because that would be incredibly stupid. So that's there. And then finally we've got a little bag with some screws in for the cage and 2 keys to fit this stereo. That's everything out of the box. So there's not a whole massive amount of stuff in the box, which is kind of good. Then we come to the unit itself. Now, although this is a double DIN screen, it's 6.95 inches across from corner to corner. It's got an anti-glare screen and so on that as well, so it should help with the when the sun is beating in. But as with a lot of or most of the Sony ones, it's actually only a single DIN unit itself. Okay, so it means you can store all the wires and everything can go under here, so you haven't got loads of wiring all draped into the back, so you're going to try and cram it in behind the unit. Now, on the back of the unit itself, we have the USB connector. This is for the Apple CarPlay. I'll go through a lot of the things that it's got on this particular system in a sec. So that's a USB extension. You can wire that in. There's several places that you can kind of cut that into your dashboard or into an armrest or down by your cigarette lighter if you've got one down by the floor there. And then these bits. So we have obviously the input for the loom. Then this one is your normal car aerial for the AM/FM. This one here is for the DAB. Then you've got your outputs and inputs for your speakers, etc. You've got the output for the camera there, and then a couple of others there. One will be for the mic, and I think the other one is for the brake, but I'm not entirely sure on that. As I said, I don't really know a lot about these. Obviously be able to show you this working once it's wired in and so on, but it's a very nice little unit. You've got all the buttons down the bottom here for what you need. Now I did look at the various different types of ones with the touch screen and all of that down the side. I decided on getting a button for that reason. Can you hear the, you know when you've pressed it and how many times you've pressed it, rather than trying to tap there when you're not looking, or when you're driving, you can't really look and you're tapping all the different things, and before you know it, you've gone past what you need or you can't find what you need. Whereas this one has the buttons down the bottom. Now the buttons are, I will show these once we've got it wired in. Okay, I'll show you what they all do then. So I'll put that down there. So you'll see on the box all the things that this can do. Okay, so you've got the Apple iPlay, the Android Play, you've got DAB, obviously Bluetooth for the phone, and obviously you can do the reverse camera as well, and Bluetooth for your calls, etc. It's a nice looking stereo. Like I said, I watched a lot of videos on car audio and security to find out the one I wanted. This is the one I decided on in the end. So that's why I went for this one. Now, as I said, this is going into a 2010 C-Max. So those of you that have them will know that with the Fords, the standard car stereo that is in there has got a rather large unit fitted. Now to get that unit out, you will need some of these. You will need 4 of these little keys. Now if you haven't got those from, if you bought the car second hand, etc, like I did, you will need some of these. eBay, like 3 or 4 quid is all they were for the set. Okay, so that was easy. I then got this set. Again, I don't know whether I'm gonna need it, but there's a wiring loom in there. So one is to potentially connect up to the stereo, and then one is for what I've got, like an adapter. I don't know whether I need that or not. I'm hoping not. But one thing you will need is this. It's the bigger surround, because when you take that stereo out, there will be a big gap between the edge of this and your dashboard itself. So if I hold that way around, you will see that once the trim is around the stereo as well, that should look quite nice in there in the dash. Okay, so you will need one of those. It also comes with a couple of adapters as well for your DAB, etc, etc. Now, on the subject of the DAB, if I put all this back in the box first, so I don't lose them, because that would be the sort of thing that happens. Shut that down there. I did a lot of looking at the different sorts of DAB aerials, and there's the ones that you can get that fit to your windscreen. There's other various different type ones. I decided on this one, which is a magnetic one, and it also sticks as well to your roof of your car. So that will need to be put in. You can wire it through the window or whatever if you want to, or you can actually have it properly fitted. Again, this was only about 14-15 quid off eBay, but apparently this is the best one. It's an 8 wood is the make. They got very good reviews, helped the signal no end. These apparently are the better ones to get, because the ones that fit on the windscreen, you can lose the signal quite a lot with those. So that's why I got this one. It's already set up, ready to go, just plug and play, and like I said, attached to your roof, and away you go. Again, if you want to have a look at the reviews on that, it apparently is very good. 70 miles an hour, doesn't shift, doesn't fly off, doesn't start swinging around all over the place. So that hopefully will be a godsend. So that's pretty much it for video one. Hopefully, like I said, part 2 will be the fitting and so on, which will come up fairly soon, and then part 3 will be 1 month later. How is it going? How does it work? How well does it work? And if it does everything I want it to do. So thank you for watching part 1. If you made it this far, that is. As I said, do have a look at car audio and security for some better videos, and a bit more professional ones as well, not ones that have just been done on a mobile phone camera. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.